literally just over here. So earlier this week, we were just chatting a little bit about the dollar index, the strength of the market against dollar-based pairs or things that are heavily backed and based index. We've had some interesting price action this week. If we go to the daily time frame, just refresh to get our bearings here. We've been on a downtrend since basically the inception of COVID. Around mid-March, the entire market just started sort of tanking because a lot of the resources and things in the industry are US dollar. Things like goods and services weren't really being utilized, and the dollar just sort of tanked. Gradually and slowly, people have been going back to work, or some necessary services have been being utilized again, or some people just stopped giving an F. So the economy is sort of picking up a little bit.
We actually talked a little bit about the DXY in our last video, our last upload, because we talk a little bit about how we use it in our technical analysis and just where we think we're headed with it.
And I think one of the most beautiful things about this is trading teaches you about your personal resiliency, and if you're willing to keep pushing the button, and despite how the market is playing out right now. You can look at the chart and see that this is a daily time frame. It's just downtrend, pullback, downtrend, pullback, downtrend. So if the dollar's sort of selling off right now, that would imply that dollar cross pairs right now are being really bullish. Like if we went and looked, really, really bullish right now. And it looks like it is. So let me just clear off my chart because y'all don't get that sauce. But just as much as same time, you see mid-March, when the DXY to AUD USD started rallying, because this is a cross pair. The same could be said for any other US cross pair. But right now we're focusing on NAS 100. Some people call it NAS 100. I'm sorry, I'm from the South. I pronounce things a little interesting.
The NASDAQ, top 100 US companies.
Right. I listen to a lot of hip hop, so it'll forever be NAS to me. But we like, when we're looking at our primary pair, this is our primary pair. We like to look at market cycles, market timing, and the strength of this pair. Basically how let's just throw a trend line on it. I'm going to come right on over here and look for the origin of that push. Right there. Then we're going to zoom in. Just see if I like where that's at. Make sure it's on this wick. There we go. We had a break in our trend line. Pardon me. Usually when a break in the trend line happens, that's when you know to bust out your fib and start looking for entries.
Yes.
So I'm going to come down here, grab my fib. There's multiple different fibs that we use, but for the sake of this channel, this is our favorite fib. So this priced at 100% retracement with entry. Just looking at how this wick looks, I mean, that means price traveled all the way down here and then traveled all the way back up. Traveled all the way back up. That means there's a lot of buyer strength in the market right now.
Yes, absolutely.
Right.
And just
since
wow, look at that.
1,100 points of sell-off. Even where we're sitting at right now, it will be a good place to consider entering the market for a buy. So you can, from here, drop down to lower time frames and look for a cleaner entry. So you can drop down to the 4 hour. And when we drop down to the 4 hour, ooh, that's pretty.
When
we drop down to the 4 hour, I can grab a little trend line here. Go from this low. Look at the highest point in price. Look at that pullback right here. And I can color that a different color. Make this a 4 hour trend line. There we go. Yes, I know what I'm looking at. And from here, I would throw fib right here. Go right there. There are some deeper areas that we consider getting into, but just letting you know where price is sitting at right now, especially if it can close above this area. Let me get a little closer. If price can close 13,338, that's a strong buy to the upside.
Possibly, if you were already in this trade, let's see where we might want to secure some profits.
Mm-hmm.
So just Let's see. We can go ahead and put a trend line here just because that is a part of our rules. It helps us to keep everything kosher. So I like this point right here. I'll just use that. And then let's grab the fib and do the exact same thing, but in the opposite direction. We can definitely show you more about this in our mastermind. Feel free to reach out to us on social media and we'll walk you through. We'll show you everything we know. So this is a great point that Alana pointed out. If we can actually close above this,